Okay, great. Morning, folks. Welcome to the briefing on Thursday the 12th. As Jordan just said to me, not quite just a cloud feature as I thought this front was going to be yesterday. It seems to have developed a little bit more life than the forecasts yesterday were suggesting. Certainly the BBC were saying it was not going to amount to much, but it's fairly thick out there and it's drizzling a bit. And I think we're going to see some rain out of it some point shortly. So what have we got today? This cold front trailing all the way across us. And you can see that. And if you just play back a little, it doesn't really move. Was midday and then on to 12 o'clock. And then going to overnight, it slowly drifts away with more fronts coming in. Weak affairs, yes, but still attached around this sort of low pressure system. So very slow moving feature, and it's not really going very far in the next sort of 6 to 12 hours. The TAFs are not really saying much beyond about 1 o'clock. They're sort of hedging their bets, I suspect. They're not entirely sure what's going to happen. BBC was suggesting clearing late afternoon and brightening up. So we can sort of take it from any one of those forecasts, really. So Farnborough is suggesting scattered at 1,000 feet. Well, it's a bit lower than that here. And tempo between 7 and 10, 3,000 meters, rain drizzle broken at 500 feet, which is probably what we're going to have fairly shortly if we haven't got already. And then between 10 and 1, broken at 1,000 feet. And they don't go beyond that. Winds light southerly, southwesterly, I think, for most of the day. And we'll see when we get updates to that as to what they think the likelihood of the clearance is going to be. Odium tend to be a little bit more long term, and they're suggesting its tempo up till about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, 6,000 meters, rain and drizzle. So it could be here for most of the day, folks. Upper winds, 15 to 20 knots, southerly, southwesterly, fairly steady, and I think it's going to be like that for the next day or so as this low pressure slowly drifts past to the north of us. Sat pic doesn't really show, it just shows the sort of the cloud, but you can see the slightly brighter bits in here, and there's further down south are where the bits of rain are. Yes, it's probably only sort of 50 miles out to the west of us. It's quite nice, or even less than that. And there's the rain slowly coming in, just on that trailing front. As you can see, it's not moving past us, it's just moving along over us. And it's a bit unfortunate that it doesn't seem to be going very quickly either. Temperatures is not going to feel too bad. I mean, 20, 21 degrees probably over here by early afternoon, and we do eventually get a clearance. It should feel quite pleasant, not quite as warm as yesterday, but average for this time of year probably. The soundings, that's what you'd expect as we're sat under the cloud, sort of low cloud and sort of lines together, so potential for drizzle out of that. But as the morning goes on, 1 o'clock, they start to come apart, and then by 3-4 o'clock the lines are apart and it looks like a normal nice afternoon. So that's what they're suggesting, and I think Top Meteo takes its data from this as well, so it'll be along similar sort of lines. Low cloud to start off with, and then as we scroll forward to 12, 1 o'clock, slowly beginning to break up. This is still lowish overcast cloud here, but hopefully beginning to break up in the afternoon, and we might get some flying this afternoon. Always the optimist, I'll go with this forecast and we'll see what we get early afternoon, late afternoon today. Hopefully we'll get something and get flying. I don't think it's going to get particularly soarable. Thermal forecast. pretty non-existent over us until late afternoon. And even then, cloud base between 800 and 1,000 meters, so 2 to 2,500 feet. And still the frontal line laying across the area, really across from Cornwall up through Oxford. That could vary because it is a waving front and they tend to sort of move about. So it could be, you know, over us, or it could be further north, and we get a nice afternoon. Don't know, folks. As you can imagine, Top Meteo are not giving a suggested distance around us. We're in the white area, so little chance of soaring across country flying. And I think they'll be lucky with the two comps, Husbos and Gransden, whether they get something today. Airspace wise, not really a lot going on. One or two air displays in Cambridgeshire, but nothing that we're going to worry about. So quite quiet in our area. And it will be, I think, tomorrow, but running into the weekend, there's various local airspace issues that you need to be aware of. So if we do go out and fly, operationally, it'll probably be on 2-3. And as far as I know, there's no jet movements or Navajo's forecast. I think, you know, didn't see any emails this morning. So we got the airfield to ourselves. So maybe later on, folks, if we're lucky, but we'll keep an eye on the weather, see how it plays out. If not, see you tomorrow.